What began as protests over illegal immigration is becoming something much bigger. Shops have been looted, migrants are fleeing, police are on the streets. Now, South Africa's government says the unrest may not just be about immigration, but politics. With elections approaching, officials are warning that the country could be facing a far more dangerous confrontation. What began as protests over illegal immigration has now erupted into violence. Shops have been looted, businesses destroyed, migrants are fleeing the country, and police have been deployed in force. As tensions spread across South Africa, fears are growing that public anger over immigration is turning into something far more dangerous. Anti-immigrant protests in several parts of South Africa have turned violent, with widespread looting and vandalism. Protesters stormed shops and businesses owned or operated by immigrants, creating a tense security situation that forced authorities to deploy additional police officers while attempting to prevent the unrest from spreading to other areas. According to local media, the demonstrations initially centered on demands for stricter controls on illegal immigration. However, they quickly escalated into clashes and attacks, targeting shops and private property, causing significant material damage and widespread panic among residents. South African police have confirmed that they have increased their presence in the affected areas and launched security operations to track down those involved in looting and vandalism. Investigations are continuing to identify those responsible for the violence and bring them to justice. By the end of Tuesday, the Interministerial Committee on Migration met to assess the situation. Acting Police Minister Firoz Cachalia suggested the demonstrations may involve more than immigration alone.
Demonstrations occurred in many parts of the country. They were almost all peaceful. There were no clashes between the police and demonstrators, which I'm pleased about. Where clashes occurred in Yeovil, for instance, those clashes were between different parts of our society. So the police did extremely well today, enforcing the law with restraint. Overnight, and in the weeks ahead, we will continue to exercise vigilance. I've taken note of statements that were made that these marches will continue each Thursday until the next election, local government election. That suggests to me that there are some involved in mobilizing sentiment, around the grievances that are genuine, that there is a political dimension, that this may be part of a project to mobilize politically as a lead up to the local government election. And that suggests that this is not just about illegal immigration. And I think it must become clear in the days and weeks ahead by addressing questions to those who are making these statements about their political project. So there's a genuine grievance, but there also appears to be a political agenda.
Cachalia further announced that those found guilty would be prosecuted by the law.
We are going to enforce the law against criminal conduct, and I think you can expect to see after June the 30th action being taken by the police to ensure that those who are guilty of incitement and other forms of criminality will be arrested and prosecuted.
Authorities have also rejected claims circulating online that foreigners face a government-imposed deadline to leave the country. Officials say there is no such deadline and describe social media posts warning migrants of arrest, detention or deportation after June 30th as false.
South Africa has had a good day today, and I'm hoping that we can maintain the peace in the weeks and months ahead as we lead up to the local government elections. We have already seen in the last registration weekend killings of councillors and so forth. So the police are going to be, their responsibility is to maintain peace and order in this period. We are not looking at June the 30th as an arbitrary deadline. Our work lies ahead of us, and our commitment is to maintain the peace in this country, to create an environment in which the conversation between the government and the people can continue around the important issues and challenges that our people face.
Human rights organisations have meanwhile expressed concern over the rise in hate speech and attacks against immigrants. They have called for the protection of everyone living in South Africa, regardless of nationality, while urging authorities to address the economic and social pressures contributing to the crisis. South Africa has experienced periodic waves of tension over immigration for years, fueled by high unemployment and broader economic challenges. Many protesters accuse immigrants of competing for jobs and public services. The government maintains that these concerns must be addressed through the rule of law while protecting both people and property. Despite that, the fear remains real. Thousands of migrants have already been displaced, while others are leaving the country. Malawian nationals have been boarding overcrowded buses, Zimbabwean migrants have been moved to repatriation sites, and 5 Mozambican citizens were killed during violence in Mossel Bay. Earlier this month, President Cyril Ramaphosa announced measures including stronger immigration enforcement, tighter border security, replacing the Green Identity Book, introducing foreign worker quotas, and expanding regional diplomatic efforts. As unrest continues to spread, South Africa now faces the challenge of maintaining public order while preventing immigration tensions from descending into a wider national crisis.